Is it height, good looks, or even a big paycheck that really attract women? The truth might surprise you. I'm Dr. Rita Malik, urologist and pelvic surgeon, and today we're diving into the fascinating science of what women actually find attractive in men. And I'll tell you right now, it's not what most people think. In fact, this could completely change the way you see health, dating, and even your daily workouts. For years, scientists have been trying to understand what makes men physically attractive to women. The usual suspects always come up: tall height, sharp facial features, or big muscles. And while these things play a role, studies show they don't tell the whole story. At Griffin University and California State University, researchers ran a fascinating experiment. They recruited a group of college-aged men, photographed them shirtless and in tank tops with faces hidden, and then measured their actual physical stats, things like grip strength, body fat, height, and weight. Then women were asked to rate the photos. Some rated how strong the men looked. Others rated how attractive they were. Here's what they found. The single strongest predictor of male attractiveness was perceived upper body strength. Just by looking at photos, women were surprisingly accurate at estimating strength, and the men who looked the strongest were almost always rated the most attractive. Think about that. Shoulders, chest, arms, these accounted for over 70% of how attractive women rated a man's body. Height, by contrast, explained only about 10% of attractiveness once strength was factored in. Even shorter men who looked strong were rated as more attractive than taller men who looked weak. Strength wasn't just a bonus, it was the main factor. From an evolutionary perspective, this makes sense. Strength signaled survival, protection, access to resources, and resilience. But there's another dimension here. Women also consistently rated men with a V-shaped body, broad shoulders tapering to a narrower waist, as more attractive. That shoulder-to-waist ratio wasn't just about looks, it was about what the body was communicating: healthy testosterone levels, lower visceral fat, and better overall metabolic health. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Women's preferences actually shift depending on the kind of relationship they're considering. For short-term flings, traits like strength, muscularity, and height become even more important. Studies show women allocate about 40% of their attraction budget to these physical qualities when imagining a casual partner. But when it comes to long-term relationships, physical traits still matter, but character, kindness, stability, and resourcefulness become equally important. Strength and proportions remain attractive, but they're now just part of a bigger picture of what makes someone a reliable partner. And here's the kicker: the traits women find most attractive are the same ones that doctors, like me, recognize as signals of good health. Stronger upper body muscles don't just make you look good, they're tied to better cardiovascular health, bone density, insulin sensitivity, and lower risk of disease. A narrower waist doesn't just make your proportions look better, it usually means lower visceral fat and reduced risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even cancer. So when you train for strength and build that V-shaped silhouette, you're not just boosting your attractiveness, you're literally investing in your long-term health. And the exercises that get you there, compound movements like pull-ups, presses, and rows, are the same ones that make your body function better every day. Bottom line, developing strength and maintaining healthy proportions is a win-win. You'll not only look more attractive, but you'll also feel stronger, live healthier, and increase your confidence. So if you found this eye-opening, share it with someone who needs to hear the real science behind attraction. And always remember, take care of your body because you're worth it.